Mira and Harper Audio present The Last Affair by Margot Hunt. Performed by Vivienne Leheny. Prologue. Other than the woman's blood-covered body splayed face down in the grass, it could have been any typical upscale Floridian backyard. There was the ubiquitous pool with a water fountain feature, a patio furnished with both a dining set and outdoor sectional couch, and an enormous gas grill capable of cooking hamburgers by the dozen. A large pergola with a tropical vine trained over it covered part of the patio. The dining area was shaded by a black and white striped awning. It was the very picture of suburban domestic bliss. It could have been the set for a commercial advertising anything from laundry detergent to allergy medicine. Again, except for the dead body. The area had already been taped off. The first officers on the scene appeared with an ambulance in response to a frantic 911 call placed by the woman's daughter. The paramedics had assessed the situation and quickly determined that the woman was dead. The fact that the back of her head had been bashed in with what looked like a paving stone, conveniently dropped next to her prone body, made it immediately clear that it had not been a natural death. The responding officers called the sheriff, who responded by sending in a full investigative team. The medical examiner was now doing a preliminary examination of the body, while police officers combed the area for additional evidence. Two detectives, Mike Monroe and Gavin Reddick, separated by 20 years and 60 pounds, were overseeing the operation, standing at the edge of the patio under the shade of the pergola. It was the third week in April, but this was South Florida, and the temperature had already climbed into the low 90s. The paving stone came from the stack out in the front yard. They were delivered last week by the company who's installing the driveway, Detective Reddick said. He was the younger of the two men and had a wiry frame and angular face. "Weapon of convenience. Suggests it wasn't premeditated," Detective Monroe said. He had a ruddy complexion and a full head of thick dark hair swept back off his face. A strand never moved out of place, even in a strong wind. Plus, he dropped the weapon rather than taking it with him. Probably panicked. "Could be a she," Monroe said mildly. Reddick shrugged. "Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. You know the stats. Overwhelming likelihood that it's a man, and probably someone the victim was intimately involved with. Husband, maybe a boyfriend." "The husband was with the daughter when she called it in." "Doesn't mean he didn't do it and then had her place the call." "No, it doesn't." The family had been sequestered indoors, both to keep them out of the way and so that the officers waiting in the house with them could observe anything they did or said. Other than the husband, there was a daughter in her early 20s and a teenage son. The daughter was reportedly distraught, while the husband and son had both been eerily quiet. It was possible they were in shock. "Do we have an ID on the victim?" Reddick asked. "It's her house," Monroe grunted. "Yeah, but I like doing things the official way, you know. I's dotted, T's crossed, all of that. Building a case, basic detective work." Despite the chilling scene in front of them, the woman's body still sprawled on the grass, the back of her head a pulpy, bloody mess. The corner of Monroe's mouth quirked up in a half smile. "Sure, kid. Tell me all about basic detective work. I've only been doing this for, 32 years now. The husband ID'd her. Victim is Gwen Landon, age 49. Married, mother of 2. Husband said she hadn't had any recent conflict with anyone." "Other than the person who caved in the back of her head with a paving stone," Reddick pointed out. "Wouldn't be the first time
Sample complete. Ready to continue?